maybe working with Castor to feed him treats by hand. So he's been struggling with that, and he just doesn't quite grasp the idea of how to get it from my hand with his lips. So I'm trying to break it down for him and make him successful because I do want to continue hand feeding him. That's going to be essential to his training. So I'm just going to put on some gloves and then try and figure it out that way and try to give him a little help with the bowl because he understands the bowl. He understands like treats come from the bowl. So I want to just kind of make my hand a part of that. So I put two on because he likes to use his teeth, and that was actually really good. And he's just a little weary of it. So I'm gonna try and mix like the two together. So he took it, I clicked, and then gave him a treat in the bowl. And then I'm just gonna offer it, keep my hand nice and flat to give him the opportunity to take it with his lips. And so I put my hand in there. There, that was pretty nice. I'm gonna click and then give him a treat in the bowl. So I'm just trying to make it as easy for him to understand as possible because he does understand eating treats from the bowl. I just want to get him off of the bowl itself so he's not so focused on that. He's more focused on me. So I'm just adding the two together, and then eventually he'll just eat right out of my hand from this height from the bowl, and then I can start just asking him to eat from my hand while I stand up. Um, and he can transition pretty well. So most of this is just watching him eat, but it is important to just take my time and make sure that he understands what I want. That was perfect. And so I'm using like pieces of alfalfa cubes so that's easier for him to grab with his lips versus like little pellets because I use Timothy pellets with everybody else, but there are many of them, so they're hard to grasp. So that sometimes the horses get worried, like they're not getting the food, and so they'll use their teeth or they'll just be kind of frantic about it. And that's the case with Castor. So I use a piece of an alfalfa cube, or in this case, this is a Timothy cube, but it's a cube so that he can better and more easily grab it with his lips and figure out that the lip movement is what I'm looking for, not the teeth grabbing. And that's just natural for them. Like they use their lips when they're grazing as well, but they usually like they'll trim the grass with their front teeth. So that's just all he knows. So that looks really good. He's actually figured this out pretty quickly. And then I'm just rewarding him for taking it nicely. So I'm just clicking as he's grabbing it out of my hand while using his lips. So I'm trying to shape that behavior. And you like it's just something that people kind of forget about a little bit is you can shape any behavior, even that hand feeding behavior, which is important. So um, this is the process I did with him, and I'll probably have some more videos later on. He's great with me feeding him hay by hand. He, oh, missed a little bit there. That's all right. So I'm just gonna try again, set up. That's all right. So he just gets like a little bit worried about it. So that's why it's important to give him that time to just chew, eat all the way, be good, and then go ahead and feed him again. Because the horses don't realize, or not realize, their brain doesn't say, hey, I'm full until they've chewed all their food and swallowed it, not when it's like just in their mouth. So that's why I'm giving him plenty of time, giving him like he's getting a little bit bigger piece for the lips and for that reason as well. So he's getting a little bit full, getting a little bit like I'm not taking food from him. He's not worried about just little pieces. So I'm trying to get him a little bit more full that way. That was really good. But he's really great with the hay. He's just sometimes he'll lack motivation with the hay, and I don't want to, have too little motivation. So the hay is working well. It definitely depends on the kind. I have to get it like a really nice cut so that he's a little bit more motivated. So we're still gonna use that, but in the meantime, we're just gonna work on doing this and then kind of blend the two together and kind of yeah, I might mix and match a little bit. We'll just kind of see where he goes, but that looks excellent. And I'm just gonna do this for a couple minutes because I don't want him to have too many treats, but this is kind of part of his daily meal anyways. So even if I don't work with him for that day, he's going to get some food anyway. So that way he's not getting too fat and having too many sweet things. So, but that's the very beginning of it. So he did quite well.